When we came, the restaurant had been closed for about a year. Well, you can't imagine what it looks like. You also can't imagine what it smells like. No electricity, so the place through winter and summer, heat, cold, we had to completely disassemble, disinfect, scrub, scour, sand, repaint. We did everything in keeping with what was here. We made one change between the old bar and the large back room. That was where the men's room had been located. Well, I wish I could say it was my idea, but a young interior designer who was helping with colors and such, it was her suggestion to open that wall so that even if you sat in the back, you still got the flavor of the old bar. And the 3 large menu boards that are hanging in the back of that large room, we found in a storage room. And they were faced to the wall, they were bent, they had the water stains because the roof of the storage room leaked, and it looked like scrap lumber. So when I pulled those menu boards away from the wall and saw what they were, I immediately got my guys on it to do their best to preserve them. So we mounted them on wood, sealed them, and a number of items on that menu we're serving today. We extended the bar back to its original length. At some point, half of the bar was taken out, which left about 10 seats in a place called the Crystal Beer Parlor, which didn't make sense to me. We had the second half of the bar replicated and then weathered, thanks to this interior designer again, and she also did the detailed striping that's on the bar. And I don't know how it happened, but I found almost exact matches for the brass foot rails that are on the original bar. So now the bar seats a good 20 people. I just could not imagine reopening the old Crystal Beer Parlor with 10 seats at the bar. There had been, in the center of the room, 8-seat booths, and they were taller than most people. You couldn't tell if anybody was seated in them. And it made the walkways in the bar very narrow. It was just not comfortable for servers, not comfortable for guests trying to get around the room. So we took those out and just maximized seating elsewhere. When we got here, there were just a handful of pictures on the wall. All of the new frame newspaper at the end of all the booths, those were here. The presidents over the bar were here, and a few pictures here and there. The pictures that have been added since then are through the courtesy of our guests, and thank you, Georgia Historical Society. I would spend hours trying to find old photos or postcards, whatever, of Savannah. Interestingly enough, I have not been able to find any interior or exterior shots of the Crystal Beer Parlor anywhere. It's my understanding that the Mannings, who owned the Crystal originally, who had a lot of photographs, lost everything in a house fire, and that included a number of photographs. So I think that's where those images were lost. But people have been very generous. We had a man come in with his wife, and he said that his father used to work for Coca Cola. And he said he used to deliver Coke products here to the Crystal back in the 40s and 50s. I asked if he had a picture of his dad in a uniform, Coca Cola uniform. He said, of course I do. It's on the wall now, with a little note saying that he was one of the guys that delivered Coke here. But I love this place because you can have the CEO of a major corporation in one booth and the guy that does his plumbing in the next. And it works. It works. I was able to collect the family photos that I have almost 100% from my family's collection of photographs. I did have help with two or three other pictures, but for the most part, those are all photographs that I have now that my folks are gone.